911 emergency, what are you reporting?
911 emergency, what are you reporting?
911, what is your emergency? This is the police department. How can I help you? Can you find
It won't let you remember.
Sorry. Happy Halloween, everybody, from your friends at We Speak Dispatch. We are ready to go with our Halloween type stories. We got, I'm not sure who that guy is. Eric Church back there? Is that Eric Church in the corner? Hey, Eric, how you doing?
Stick that in your country song there, Doug.
There you go. Wow.
Oh,
And down at the bottom down there, we got Glenna. Glenna, are you a cat person or what are you?
a cat burglar.
A cat
Oh,
burglar. That
cat
is good news right
burglar.
there. All right. And we got right below me is Jill. Jill, are you an alien? Is your little, oh, they're up there. Okay, I see him now. I didn't see your little antenna.
Your little
So-
what?
Yeah, didn't want to say it out loud. All right, so hey, and I'm from Men in Black, so that's because I make this suit look good. But anywho, so let's I will zap you with this, don't make me. So, all right, so let me ask you this. So it's Halloween time, it's our special edition, it's our special broadcast today. So we're gonna just kind of go around and do a couple things. First off, I want to say, have you been allowed to dress up at work? And do you think it's a good idea? Let's start with Joe up there. Joe, what do you think?
We actually have a uniform policy at work, and one of the days that we worked with our staff on, we let them kind of pick the days that they wanted to dress down and or dress up, I guess if you want to say Halloween. And they did pick Halloween. So we do let them, and we have done costume like contests that are appropriate for work in the past and done shift together and taken pictures and stuff. But the Halloween is also big, but so is Christmas at our place is also big for dressing up as well once in a while. So we do get into the dressing up as well. I think
Do you think it's a good thing? Do you think it's good?
I do. I mean, everybody in your center knows everybody. We don't work at a large agency where a cop may not know us. I mean, if they walk up there and come into our center, they're going to know who it is. So I think it depends on your agency and your security and your building and how big it is. But I think it's a good thing that increases morale.
All right. And Glenna, what do you think down there?
Yeah, we are allowed to dress up. All non-uniform personnel in the city can dress up. So it's a
Wow.
lot of fun. And yeah, it's kind of a huge morale booster. I mean, obviously the officers can't dress up, although they make jokes. I'm dressed as a cop. Oh, that's
Well,
original.
They are wearing a costume every day. So
Yeah, but it's a huge morale booster. One year I went as a unicorn and all I did was put on pajamas. And so it was a huge morale booster for me. Obviously the
telling
uniform
you,
or the costume has to be work appropriate. I mean, you can't dress as you can dress as a cat burglar, but like, I couldn't put full costume on.
yeah, there's no latex involved with that.
No.
So,
I
and
couldn't.
Jill, how
anyway.
about you? When you were working for your agency, what did you guys do over there?
The first year I was there, which was 14, 15 years ago, long time ago, they let us dress up for Halloween and we all decided to wear pajamas. And
There
that
you go.
was it was so much fun. Like I'd only been on the job I think probably at that point in time, 6 months. It was so much fun. After that, we got in trouble. We couldn't dress up anymore or anything like that.
Ah,
So, but later, towards the end of my career there, they would let you dress up at Halloween, but you had to wear a costume over top of your uniform. So if you could wear it over your uniform, yes.
on top
You
of
still
your
had to be
uniform.
able to wear your uniform, but you could
That's
dress
weird.
Wow.
up. So I'm guessing it would be something like Glenn and I are wearing.
Yes.
Oh, I
see.
see. Okay, that's
All
good.
right. Well, I'll
thinking
tell
like
you,
a
at my agency before I
Yeah.
retired, we were well known for dressing up at Halloween. It looked like Halloween exploded in our comm center. We had lots and lots of decorations. And I know our first year that our captain was new to the area, came in and saw the comm center decorated and was like, what in the living heck? Because we have so many decorations that are up, and it's just, people love to put them up. They put them up at Christmas and Halloween and other holidays and stuff. And it is a real big morale booster to have that kind of stuff. So it's kind of a fun thing for everybody. So let's get into this thing a little bit. So tell us your best Halloween story in your comm center. So who wants to go first?
I'll go
You
first.
I got one.
Oh, wow. Okay, then Glenna, go ahead and take it.
Everybody's jumping in. So it was in fall, and I had the opportunity to go out on a ride along. So it doesn't even have to do within the comm center.
Okay.
But every time I think of like near Halloween, I think of this story and I laugh so hard. I happen to have, I legit have arachnophobia. I cannot
Jesus.
handle being around spiders. If they're in the room, I will run screaming. Like I literally cannot control myself. And there's been hundreds of stories. But this particular one, I'm out on a ride along, and it's like we left the city and went to like Creepy Hollow, and I feel like we're in the middle of nowhere. We're literally in the city, but it's the county area.
Yeah.
So we pull up on this call, and of course the officer's like, let's go, like being Mr. Rambo. And he jumps out of the car to go across the street, and I jump out of the car, and unknowingly the door hit a huge spider web.
Oh,
And
God.
I turn around and walk right into it, and the spider is on me,
Oh,
and it was probably about this big.
And it's a real spider?
And so I could feel
Oh.
the spider web. I'm sorry.
It's a real spider?
It's a real spider. And because we're kind of out in the county area, so we were walking like into like an orchard type thing. And I know that there's the spider on me. I just know it. And I look down and he's crawling up. Oh, see, I'm freaking out right now. He's
Yikes.
crawling up. I lose my stuff. I completely lose it. The officer's already at the house doing what he's doing, and he's looking back to see this crazy woman at the back of this car, literally doing like judo or whatever. And I'm trying to take my jacket off. I'm trying to take my uniform shirt off. I'm now crying, the whole 9 yards. So I just have to get back in the car because I don't want anybody to see this.
Oh, God.
So we go on to the next call, and I'm hysterically crying in his car, this poor man. And he's like, you're fine. It's not on you. I looked. So while we're on this call, I can't take it anymore. I think now the spider's in the car. So I leave and I go back to the
Left.
station to go take a shower, and somebody picks me up. And now this officer thinks I've lost the dispatcher, and he's freaking out. I'm going to get fired. I have lost the dispatcher. And so I was never allowed to ride along with him again.
Wow. So you don't like spiders. All right.
No, I
That's a
can't.
spooky
No.
little thing right there. That's
Yeah.
something to think about. Yikes. All
Yeah.
right. Jill, I know you had your hand up. What's your Halloween best story for the comm center?
So the 1 year I was working, and I worked midnights. So answering the phone calls was always entertaining. And I think I actually went in early at like 7 that night, which is right at peak knock time. So this lady calls and she's like, these people keep knocking on my door, and every time I go to answer the door, they're gone. I'm like, okay. Like, I'm just like listening to her because she's like kind of freaked out, kind of not freaked out. But she's like, I don't understand why people keep knocking on my door. And she's like, I'm not answering it because I'm in bed.
Oh.
And I was like, do you know it's Halloween? And she was so embarrassed. She
Oh
felt
my
so bad
gosh,
calling
poor
911.
kids. Oh my God.
Turn
I was
off
just
your
like-
porch light, lady.
Like, it was
Oh,
one of those
man.
times you want to ask the obvious question, but then you're like, it
Oh,
can't be that simple.
that is just plain sad. That
Oh.
poor lady is
I
like,
felt bad. Like, I'm just like, it's Halloween.
all these
She's like,
kids are
"Oh,
sick, and they're
yeah."
just trying to like go to her house and get some candy. Oh, this poor
Yeah.
lady.
So
I really thought it was part of my brethren out there. The men in black were knocking on our door trying to get something going on there, but maybe not. Okay.
no,
that's
I
good.
just so yeah, that was one of the ones I remember. Yeah, that was
Oh,
one of my
that's
favorite
just-
ones.
That is just sad. That poor thing. All right, Joe, what do you got over there? Spooky us up over here.
I got a tie, actually. I'm
Oh,
going to go
all right.
real quick ones.
I got a
One
tie too.
from each of the agencies I've actually worked at. And one of them, they had put a mannequin head. Somehow it ended up in dispatch. I'm not quite sure how. And they put it inside my fridge in my office that I usually just keep water bottles in. And I hadn't opened it in several weeks. So I don't know how long they were patiently awaiting me to open my fridge and look in there. I opened it up and they had put some extra stuff on it and everything else.
Ah,
Mannequin head that just pops right out at me at the fridge. That was a little interesting. But my other one, Glenna brought it to light when she talked about the ride along. At the old agency I looked at, and I know Doug, you guys travel around and look for roadside type things and haunted things and everything else. And this one is called the Blue Angel in Muscatine, Iowa. And it's in a cemetery. And I'm on a ride along, and he's telling me all about this Blue Angel in the cemetery that's back in the corner, up on a big hill, and overlooks a cliff of the river and everything else. And the rule is, or whatever, the stipulation or whatever you want to call those things about the Blue Angel is you look in, and there's this cement-like angel that's holding some flowers, and if she drops the flowers when you're looking in, it's bad luck. And I'm not really believing it. I was new in town, and I was out on a ride along to learn geography. We went through the cemetery to do a check, and we're walking back, and he goes, no, we're going to go see this Blue Angel. And he gets me up real close to look in. It was really dark outside, so I couldn't see anything. And he goes, all right, look in there now. And on the count of 3, you're going to see something. I'm really got my face right up close to it, looking in, everything else. He goes, 1, 2, 3. And he shined his light in and yelled, rah! Like that.
Oh, God.
Jumped, and I see this like there, and oh my goodness. If you're interested in haunted stuff, and Google Blue Angel, Muscatine, Iowa, because it's for real. It's a great story.
Oh my
Oh,
God,
that's
that would
funny.
scare the hell out of me. Yes, and I've been to a lot of haunted places, so I like to go visit those places. But I will tell you that when I worked in the what they call the Inland Empire, the San Bernardino area of California, one of the people I worked with was deathly afraid of ghosts. I mean, this girl worked graveyard, but she hated, just if anybody talked about it, it was like, oh my God. So we used to kind of screw with her. And I remember, like, we were in our building at night. We were the only people in our building. It was a huge building, but everybody else is gone during the night. Just dispatches in there. And it was only like 5 people. So we told her, hey, would you go get us some ice out of the ice machine that's way over across the building over there? And she's like, oh my God. So she goes over there, she turns on all the lights, and she's heading across. We see her going across. We killed all the lights in the building, and we start getting on the PA system saying, get out. And she was freaked out of her mind. It was very funny.
Oh,
It was very funny. But I will tell you that having been, I've traveled all over this place. I was in, I think it was Maryland, way up at the top of Maryland up there. And I was trained at this place, and I was talking about working conditions and working in different comm centers, how big, small, whatever. And one lady said, I think we've got you beat. Our center is so small. It's in the basement of City Hall, in the ex-morgue of City Hall. And I'm like,
no.
oh God. And she goes, man, at night, there's only 2 of us in the building. And she goes, you hear stuff and you just don't even acknowledge it. You just look away like, no, I didn't hear anything. I didn't hear nothing.
Oh
I'm
my
not gonna
God.
say
I think it's only 2.
Yeah. But she said they still had like stuff in there from the morgue. Not the drawers weren't there anymore, but they still had like where the outlines were of these things. So it's like you could see where the morgue actually was.
Oh my God.
That's crazy.
I don't think I would work in that kind of conditions. I'm not that hep on that stuff. So let me ask you just a fun question, just for because we got a couple minutes to go here. What was your best costume that you ever wore at Halloween time? So who wants to go on that? Forever, what was your best costume you ever had? Do you remember?
Thank you, bud. I'll just say one.
Okay.
For those of you that have ever seen me in person, I'm super tall. I'm 6'6". And so
I'm sure you weren't always 6'6".
Right. If I went as something short, that it would be funny. So I got a full-on penguin costume. And we had this Halloween party. And because penguins are typically short, and oh, God, they thought it was really funny. And that's when the commercials, if you remember from Bud Light, the doobie doobie doo, beware of the penguin.
Oh yeah.
That's when that was popular as well. So I was beware of the penguin, I guess.
Oh my God, that is awesome.
That's pretty good.
Good God. All right, who else wants to go?
I don't know as if I was ever sober enough to remember. I have to go back to
Wow.
childhood.
Well, that sounds like a sad cry for help, and maybe we can get you some referrals or something here. So, wow. When you were a kid, you were that drunk? Okay.
No, I'm just kidding. I used to be talk about cultural appropriation. My favorite costume was always dressing up like an Indian, like a different Doug, you're laughing. Like a different types of Indians. I don't know why. I love doing it. Growing up, I always dressed up at like different Indian tribes and things like that. So
wow. Yeah. Well, it depends on the era. I mean, I grew up in the 60s and 70s, and we were always dressed as either a cowboy, an Indian, or a hobo. And it was like,
Obo, I was dressed as Obo one year.
yeah, it was like, that was just the thing at that time. I don't think kids can do that nowadays. They're missing out on a lot of fun times. But Jill, what was
No.
your favorite costume you had?
You know, I was a genie one year, but that was one of the store-bought costumes that you just throw on. I would say, I don't know, I like the alien. I like this alien. It's a green mask. I have a alien shirt on and the antenna. It's not a big old full-on costume, but I kind of
Have
like
you ever
it.
wore that out to any kind of fun events or anything?
The genie or the alien?
Alien thing?
You know, we went to a Halloween party a couple years ago, and I was an alien there.
Mm-hmm.
And it actually all started from an alien festival that I went to, a UFO festival. It was
You went
made
to a
for that,
UFO
and then we just carried. One more time?
You went to a UFO festival?
I did. Yeah, yeah. I got drug along.
It sounds like a very fun time.
Yeah,
you know,
it's how I got to spend my birthday weekend.
It sounds like a great time. I don't know who you went with. He sounds like a really wonderful person. So
Doug,
I'm about ready to
go
zap
with.
you right now. Look right here on the sofa. All right, so you know, it's just a fun time. We wanted to make sure we said hello to everybody. It's Halloween week. This is our special edition that just came out right now. I
Boom,
really
boom,
wish
boom.
all of you a happy holidays, happy Halloween. I know it's a
Happy
full
Halloween.
moon, a blue moon, time change, COVID, and 2020.
And 2020.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I for all of you working during this time, my hat's off to you. I mean,
Yep.
I really throw it to you because I know it's going to be a difficult weekend with all this stuff going on. So my hat's off to you. So, all right,
Yes.
everybody. Anybody got anything else before we get going here?
How
We
I
about
just
we-
want to say, everybody have a good Halloween. It's been a crappy 2020, so like make
Yeah.
the most of it.
Make
Like-
I
it-
hope everybody does have a good Halloween. Yes.
Yeah.
it's going to be a
Happy
fun
Halloween,
time.
Doug, to all of our guests that might be listening to us on our podcast from all over the world of Canada, Qatar,
yeah.
Ireland, Russia, Germany, Madagascar, Singapore, and Taiwan.
We are getting some serious going on here now.
Yeah. And we still have
That's so cool.
Yeah,
and we still have decals for those who haven't gotten their
Oh,
official
yeah.
fan club decal yet.
that's right.
We
If you
still
go to
have
our
some
Facebook
left.
page, you can see where we're putting out the pictures of their decals. If you want to be a part of our fan club, send us an email, say you want to get one of these, but the only requirement is you have to put it on something, take a picture of it and send it to us so we can put these things up. So
And
if
they're
you wanna
limited
join the fan club-
edition.
What's that?
Yes, limited edition.
Oh, yeah,
Limited edition. They're not an
Series
endless
2
supply.
coming soon.
Yeah, we don't have that many of the series 1 out there, so you got to get them now or you're going to miss out on this thing. So we definitely want to say thank you to everybody out there. Joe, I know we got a million podcasts that people can jump on out there. They can see us on anything. Do you want to say which ones they are?
Just everywhere. Apple Podcasts, you know, I mean, that's the big one. iHeartRadio, Spotify, Breaker, Overcast, Stitcher, and basically your favorite podcast platform. We're probably on it. If we're not, just send us an email and let us know, and we'll get it added to it. If we
That
can.
is exactly it. And man, we're everywhere because we're on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter. We're all over the place out there. So if you're not watching us, I don't know what the heck you're watching because you're not having a fun
Right?
time with us speaking dispatch. So we'll see you next time, everybody. Happy Halloween. Make it a good day.
Happy Halloween.
Right here, folks.
Happy Halloween. Bye, guys.
Hi, this is Courtney, and you've been listening to another great episode of We Speak Dispatch, proudly sponsored by our friends at Zybex.
911 emergency, what are you reporting? 911 emergency, what are you reporting?
911, what's your emergency?